Here, we want to talk about your money as we get the year started. Obviously, this is a great time to get your financial house in order. And there are some new rules and laws that could benefit you in 2025. Our friend, NBC senior business correspondent, Christine Romans, is here with more. Nice to see you. Happy New Year. So as the year gets started, there are a bunch of new laws in a bunch of different states. Some of these actually have an impact on your finances. How will it impact you?
Well, in 21 states, they raised the minimum wage. And so this is exciting news for about 9 million workers who get a pay raise starting yesterday. And then in about 48 cities, they raise their minimums higher than their state. So we're talking everywhere from, say, Montana's got $10.55 an hour, and you've got Connecticut with $16 an hour for minimum wages. So that's a lot of people who would be affected by that. Of course, the federal minimum wage is only $7.25, hasn't been moved in years, but a lot of these voters in these states have taken it up with their legislatures, and they're raising the minimum wage on their own.
Christine, what about healthcare costs? Any changes there?
Important new rules here because of the Inflation Reduction Act. Your out-of-pocket maximum for drug costs is going to be $2,000 a person if you're a Medicare recipient. So that's 65 million Americans will now have a limit on how much they can pay out of pocket for their prescriptions. So that's 65 million people. And that's on top of the other new rule from the Inflation Reduction Act, which is limiting your insulin costs per month to $35 out of pocket. So those are important new changes for millions of Americans that will limit how much money they're paying.
Nice.
Talk to us about the transition in administration. How is that going to impact this year?
If you have been thinking about an electric vehicle, this is probably a good time to look at the incentives for those electric vehicles. There's up to $7,500, depending on the model and depending on how much money you make. This is also in the Inflation Reduction Act. This is something that a lot of experts think is going to probably eventually go away because the incoming administration has not been favorable to the government subsidizing green energy. You know, Donald Trump seems to be good friends with Elon Musk, but he's not really that much of a cheerleader of electric vehicles, at least the government sponsoring electric vehicles. So if you're looking for your window for that $7,500 in free government money to buy an electric car, this might be the time to do it.
The window may be closing. What are some other good ways to jumpstart your finances as we kick off this year?
You know, if you have a 401k, and Laura has heard me for years talk about this, free money, free money, free money. Contribute to your company 401k and make sure that you're maximizing how much you're putting in there. You can also open an individual retirement program account. That's, you know, $7,000 a year you can put in that. If you're over 50, you can put in $8,000 a year. And if you're older than 50, you can have catch-up contributions. So if you turned 50 years old in 2024, you can put a little bit extra money away. And that's really important. I mean, this is an important wealth-building moment that we're in. So in 2025, let's think about growing our money. We talk so much about spending our money, and that's fun too. But this is a good year to grow your money. And that's always a much more comfortable place to be in the long term.
Always with the savings.
I know.
No, it's good. You give us that. You give us the healthy dose we need. Christine, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.